Hey guys, Parker here. In this third installment of my devlog series, I'm going to add 6 more levels to my game. So, let's get into that. As of this recording, it's been a little while since I've entered the game. So, I'm going to do that now. As you can see, I have the date of recording. It is December 8th, so I worked on it right after I posted that other devlog to the video. Just as a recap, this is what I did in the previous episodes. So as you can see, the movement is nice and fine-tuned, and I made a good level switcher that we can use for all the previous levels and new levels of the devlog and the game. So time to make the 4th level of the game. So guys, for these devlog series, sometimes I write a script for the video, and sometimes I don't write a script for what I'm going to say. So this time I don't have a script, and actually last devlog I didn't have one either. So if I do mess up in words, my apologies, but you know, I'm just trying to go off the best thing I could say. And I do go over some stuff before the videos start, obviously. So right now I'm just editing a little image because there was some gray text from the original screenshot that I never got rid of. So I'm just removing that right now. I also made, as you guys can see, a prefab for level 4. And the reason I did this was so then I can add collision to the level, which I'm going to do now. And I also am adding the star collision, so then when I hit that, it'll go to the next scene in our build index. But yeah, if you guys have been enjoying this devlog series, I really appreciate any of your support that you may have left, like a comment, and other things like that. So anyone who does comment a nice comment, shout out to you guys for sure, because I really appreciate all of the nice things you have said to me, which encourages me to make, you know, the series, and I really hope you guys do enjoy it. So as you guys can see, the collision on this level works. And if you see the error we got, that's just because we haven't loaded the next scene into our build index, which is completely normal. So as you can see, I loaded it in right there, and that should be perfect. So there's a little time lapse of me playing and seeing if everything works, and it looks great. I'm just resizing the level a little bit to make it look and feel like the normal levels that it should. So as you can see, there we go. It looks a lot like the previous levels in terms of size, etc. Because the image sizes and the sprite sizes for the prefabs are not all the same size. So I need to rescale them so they can match perfectly. So time to make the 5th level of the game. This will be a lot like the process of making the 4th level, just a little bit different, as you can see by the level layout. I first started with making a custom background and then importing the sprite. I then lined up the old image to see where the player would start, and I lined up the things to make sure all of the collision and everything would work just great. So this is me playtesting to make sure all of the level changing would work great, and it did. Later in this episode, I realized that if you look at the levels, the star color is a more darker yellow, and for level 3, it's a little bit brighter. I change it so it matches every single star from the original game. So as you can see how that's a little bit brighter, I will completely change that later this episode to be more like that color of yellow, which looks great. I moved the level around to make sure the player feels a lot nicer, so it would just be nice to play with it overall. I then installed a Unity plugin called Cinemachine in case I wanted to change some stuff with a player's camera in the future. So as you can see, I installed it. In some of my other Unity games that I haven't broadcasted on this channel, such as in the first game I made, it was a little physics-based game similar to the game Line Rider, and the camera followed the player really smoothly, and I really liked it, and I used Cinemachine to do that. So in case I wanted to make like some cutscenes or something like that later in the series, I just did that, just in case I wanted to, for some convenience later. I may add this camera setting as a feature in the game if I think it would feel good for the game, but as I said, I don't know for now. Of course, there would be an option to turn this off anyways. The camera would look something like this. So as you can see, guys, I still don't know. So to be honest though, I don't think I'll change anything as for now. Leave a comment if you think otherwise. Time to make the 6th level of the game. But like I said, I really like you guys' support in this, and if I should make anything, I'm basically, first of all, I'm going to make it to the closest I can to the original game, and if I want to change anything in the future, I'll just make little level settings that you can change, because I think that would be cool to almost build upon the original game, but I do want to make it exactly like the original game first, which won't be too difficult to do. So here's how I made the prefabs for the levels, collision, etc. So first I take a square sprite map that I have sorted in a folder, and I apply a Box Collider 2D to it. I then take off the sprite renderer so you can't see it, but the collision is still there. Then I keep duplicating it over and over again on a sprite prefab that I create in a folder, and apply that over it, and I get collision. I then add a star collider, which is a lot more organized than the old thing. I then made a new script for the player's orientation on certain levels to make it look better overall. I named the program or code platform. Basically what it is it just is a duplication of the movement code, but the values in the bottom are changed. So as you can see, it says way character's face, but opposite to the movement code. Basically, if I want to start my player's orientation facing left, then I would need a different code, so when it flips the sprite to make it look how it should in which way they're facing, it'll look like the correct way. This is for simply if I'm going from level 4 to 5, because I jumped down to the star facing left. So if I started facing right on the next level, it would not be as smooth as a transition if I was facing left. So now that we have all of that settled, I'm going to make the rest of the levels for this episode. So here is a montage of that. Hope you guys enjoy. So as you guys can see, here is me changing the star to how it should look in the normal game. All done. Anyways, here's what I made for this devlog. I think it looks really good. For some reason in this recording, I started on level 2 for this recording, but it plays exactly the same if I go through with level 1. So as you can see, the levels look great, and the star is the normal color that it should be. There we go. Now I'm starting the playthrough on level 1. like I originally intended. As you can see, guys, everything looks great. But yeah, I am really happy with how this game is coming along. And obviously, for some games that I made before that I haven't broadcast on this channel, I had to use tutorials and stuff, but this is all completely from my own, no tutorials or anything like that. But as you can see, guys, the levels that I haven't broadcast before in this devlog series look great, and they play just like they should. So this is level 9, and it goes to level 10 in the original game. So we will be making that, hopefully, next devlog, or just polishing up the game. Thank you guys for watching, guys, and please consider subscribing. I'll try to post another devlog in 7 days or so, but obviously I don't know 100%. If I'll do that, I'll try soon. Later, guys. BubberDev signing out.